Hey guys, Colleen Gallagher here for episode 90 of the Colleen Gallagher podcast. It is so exciting to me. I can't even get into it, like what it feels like in my heart that we are at 90 episodes. I don't know, I never would have quite dreamed or quite imagined when I first started this podcast that I would be doing an episode every week for 2 years nearly, and I would be speaking at Podfest, which is the largest podcasting event in the world. Like the Guinness World Record book has claimed it that twice. I don't know. I am just so proud of this, and I'm just so proud of each of you. And I love having this community to tune in every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Like it's something I look forward to. It's something that's kept me going when I was in a really, really dark space. I created this shortly after I had an abortion, and that was my third book, An Uncompromised Life. And I really wanted to show up in the world in a way where I had something where I knew I would show up. I knew I had to be there. I got excited to be there, and I always knew I had a lot to say about various topics. I had things to say about spirituality, about business, about I don't know, love, I everything. And I always feel like since I've traveled all over the world, I'm always very dimensional and balanced at where I'm looking at things or how I'm looking at things. So anyway, I just wanted to start out that way. And I want you to know that, we all start somewhere. We all start with just that one foot in front of the other. Like we all start with just, I have this idea. I want to offer this in the world. I want to speak about this more. I want to share about this more. And I actually want to create a lifestyle business, or I want to create an opportunity where I can transform people's lives through myself, through my teaching, through my mind. And it just starts by simply having conversations and having connection. And I really want to dive into this episode about the similarities between business and love, like business and relating. And I feel like it's really present or alive inside of me right now because if you guys haven't seen, I have the most epic branding. It's called the Lovers Cosmic Circle. I've never done a 90-day experience like this, but it's for those of you who are the lovers out there, for those of you who want to, instead of be hopeless romantic, be hopeful romantics. And it's just going to be absolutely incredible. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to get into this and dive into what has come through me, especially after the weekend I just had, what I'm going to be very vulnerable about. And I don't know, I believe in being vulnerable with you guys. I believe in sharing my life because I think a lot of you look at me and think my life is just like this perfect thing. And in a lot of ways, it is perfect. I have crafted it to be this perfect way, but there's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of ups and downs, there's a lot of time of self-reflection and contemplation. And I think people think that my life just was like a snap of a finger and it was like this, but I've really been, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years work in progress from cancer. And when I had cancer at age 14, I suffered, you guys, I suffered for 9 years. Like I suffered from age 14 to 23. Like I didn't have a perfect life. I wasn't happy. I was very angry. I didn't understand anything about personal development or empowerment. Like I just thought you had to get the best job to be as rich as possible, to retire and then travel the world. And I've really changed my paradigm and I've changed my way of existing, my way of being. And I just want to get into how the relationships and business really go together. So it's kind of a longer intro, but anyway, so for you guys coming on, welcome. It's Colleen Gallagher for the Colleen Gallagher podcast for our weekly show. If you are returning, oh, hey. And if you are brand new, well, hello and welcome. This podcast was created with the intention to be a space that you can come and tune into, receive a frequency that will activate, educate, and empower you to begin living a lifestyle you love that supports you financially. This became a passion of mine because I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer at age 14. And after 9 long years of suffering, I self-healed my body, mind, and soul. So in these episodes, I bring you my own voice as well as people I meet along my journey to offer perspective, inspiration, and real life proof that when you choose to follow your dreams, you say yes to what is inside of your heart, that you do begin to create a lifestyle that is wildly impactful, fulfilling, and abundant beyond your wildest dreams. So get ready, tune in, subscribe on whatever medium you listen to, and make sure to leave us a review to let us know what you're loving. You can always email us on my website, www.colleengallagher.co, to request episode topics and let us know how everything is going. And with that, I'm super excited. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Hold on. I had such a longer intro there. I guess I'm feeling just super sensitive this morning and super open and super like I'm available for magic. I don't know. I'm available for beauty. I'm just available for so much. So with that, let's get into it. So the last week and 2 weeks, let's say, I feel like I've been going through a really interesting transition, maybe since even January. I don't know. But I had my retreat in LA, which was amazing. And we had two clients fly in, which was absolutely incredible. I loved meeting them. It was so profound. And um, after that retreat, I went through a transition and a breaking of a relationship. And I also feel like I went in a transition with my business because as soon as this happened, I started getting like messages almost immediately like, hey, I want to mentor with you. Hey, I'm really interested in your work. And I got like $10,000 wired transferred to me, which is most people, they just do Stripe. I haven't really tapped into Wire. I know that's kind of expensive, or some people say it's a bad business decision, but anyway, it is what it is. So, um, I came into this place where things started shifting. Like I'd make a decision that was moving me in towards alignment, and then the magic of something would show up. And I wanted to talk about this because I think in business, when we're operating, right, I would say I operate from a balanced business state. There's a masculine business state and a feminine. Masculine is like the hustle, the cold calling, the drive. Nothing wrong with that, right? It's just not the way I built my business. And the feminine is basically like strictly law of attraction. I'm really more balanced. Like I do write and share and whatever. And that's my lead generation. And that's my active cold calling, I guess you could say. And I do reach out, but I do have a very like good process for closing people, whether it's on phone calls or in messages or DMs. Like I do have a very masculine way of getting that done. So I feel like it's very balanced. And so I had this notion for a long time that if I was not living in alignment, let's say, like if I was, I don't know, like I guess I thought partying for some reason was like not in alignment. I always felt like if I partied or if I was out having at a wine event, like I wasn't living in alignment because you're super spiritual and you're super high vibe. You don't do those things. And it was like this false illusion and construct that I created because what I believe, and in my first book, I'll hold it up. In my first book, Live Your Truth, I talk about like living your truth, like being your truth. And I think for me, I think sometimes I thought parts of my truth, like the parts of me that likes to go out and date and the parts of me that likes to go out and have fun. And I don't know, the parts of me that like to go to crystal shops, like whatever is like the parts of me that um, don't, I guess, appear this picture perfect way. They're more of like the fun parts or I don't know, the average of a 28-year-old girl instead of this wise, overachieved woman that I somehow wouldn't be worthy of money or I wouldn't be worthy of my business being successful because I would be out of alignment. And I think we make these rules in our head a lot of if this happens, then this won't happen. If I go out and have a good time, then I'm not going to get money. If I go out and I don't like this guy or I sleep with this guy or I sleep with this girl and it's not my highest alignment, then I'm not going to, my business isn't going to move forward or I'm not going to have magic. And I think it's actually the opposite. And this is something I really, really profoundly learned because what I teach in business, right? There is a infrastructure that you need, a paradigm that you need. Like you need to have an offering, you need to have a solution to a problem, you need to have a marketing strategy, you need to have a launch date. Like you need to have these things, right? They're going to support you. But I always felt like if I had that and then I wasn't living into this picture perfect reality, that then things couldn't happen, things couldn't move forward for me. And I just feel like it's such the opposite. It's such non-truth because we're living in a balance, remember, a balanced system. It's not, if you're operating just out of a feminine base, it might be, but even then I don't know. And I mean feminine, like feeling based, law of magnetism, but even then I don't know because what the world is asking for is that we can live a lifestyle. We can absolutely live the life that we love. We can be in alignment. We can live into our highest and we can still make lots of money. We don't have to work a 9 to 5 and get paid every 2 weeks and suffer through life. Like we don't have to do that. We can have multiple streams of income. We can, I don't know, figure out many beautiful things in this life. And so where am I going with this? I think what I want to land or what I'm trying to say is how business and relationships go together is that you are not always going to be in alignment in your business and you're not always going to be in alignment with your relationships. The thing is that I believe is that the whole point of what we're asking for in relationships and in business is just authentic connection. being true to you, living your truth. That if you're going to go out partying, you're going to go out on a date, but you're still spiritual, but you're still whatever, that's all fine. It's all of you. And don't suppress or numb or be afraid to share those parts of you just because the world is saying, if you're this type of person, you can't do that. Like, that's not necessarily true. And I think what I've learned this past 2 weeks is that we create these notions in our head. And I definitely did when it was my first year in business, that if you're a multimillionaire or a multiple six-figure business owner, that you're not going to have any problems. Like, everything's going to be perfect. I don't know, everything's going to be like the nicest car and the nicest truck and the nicest hotel and the nicest food. And you have to pay top dollar for everything in order to have it. And I think I made this notion that like this millionaire status was way above wherever I was going to be. It was like at this huge gap beyond me. And what I've learned is where money shows up, like $10,000, $30,000, $5,000, $12,000, you know, a bunch of smaller end offers that show up. Like, what I've learned in my process of being me is the more that you just are you and all of you and you share from that place, the more the money just comes, because people can feel you. They can feel your energy. And so what I want you to know, if you're sitting here and you're listening, is I want you to know that the parts of you that you may be ashamed of, I don't know, maybe you've cheated on a partner, maybe you've stolen from a partner, maybe you lied to someone, maybe you've went out and you drank too much and you said something dumb. I don't know, maybe you said you were going to work out and you didn't work out, like whatever that it was. Like, maybe you've done some things that aren't great. Maybe you've done some things that you feel like, I'm not worthy of starting a business, or how could I start a business when I've done all of these things? And to be honest, I was the girl for a long time that I would lie, and I never would steal, but I would make drama out of nothing. I wasn't very honest with my relationships. Like, I would say I was doing something, but I was doing something else. Like, I was I was just not fully there. And what I've realized in business, and wherever you are, whoever you are, you have to realize that the more you just are yourself, the more you're true to yourself, that creates authentic and deep meaning connections. And that's how relationships and business goes together, because relationships can't happen without connection. And a business like one that I teach, the one that I share, cannot happen without a true, authentic connection, without being honest about what's happening in your life behind the scenes and being honest about what you're going to do to move forward with in life. So anyway, I just wanted to come on and ramble. I guess this one wasn't really focused. There wasn't really um an agenda I had. There wasn't 3 points I had. There was just a lot my mind is processing, because my business went through this letting go of people, this expansion of people. My business has gone through like an up level in the clients. Like, some clients have been released and some brand new ones are coming in, but it wasn't right at the contract or at the time period. And a lot of my clients are seeing big results and big shifts. And I also see some of my clients who haven't maybe reached the results that they've wanted. And I think the biggest thing is, remember to tap into the connection. Basically, what you have in a relationship, right? Like, why you're in a relationship is you feel deeply seen, you feel deeply connected, you feel like you matter, and you feel like all of you is safe there. You don't feel like you have to hide from something or hide from who you are. Like, you can just be you. And in business, and the way that I teach things, like, just be all of you. Admit to the things that you've done in life and how you've overcome them, or how you are overcoming them. And that's the most powerful thing you can do. That's the most powerful thing you can offer in this world. And so anyway, I hope that this helped just maybe make sense of the feelings that you're feeling inside of you, and doesn't make you feel wrong for the things that you've done, or the things that you are doing, or the things that you're moving through, because life itself is something unpredictable. It's something that we think things couldn't happen to us that happen to the everyday person. And it was so beautiful. I was actually at a party this weekend, and there was a guy who's a great businessman, very successful, retired now. And he said, COVID did me in for a mind warp. Like, I experienced depression. I didn't even think that thing was real. And then I experienced myself. I never thought it could happen to me. And now I realize, like, and any of it can happen, and I can be more loving and be more present. And I thought it was beautiful that he said that and he offered that. Um, ooh, Sorry, just breathing that out because it was so beautiful. But I thought it was beautiful he offered that. And when I'm sharing this with you guys is because life itself, and when you're listening to this, has a way of taking you on so many turns, regardless of age, regardless of gender, regardless of how successful you are. You are not immune to emotional uprises, emotional disturbances. You are not immune to mistakes in life and doing things that will hurt people and people will hurt you. That's not something you're immune to. And anything that has happened to anyone can also happen to you in a moment. And so the how you make business and relationships or how they relate is connecting deeply with yourself, remembering why you're here, remembering who you want to become, and then offering that connection out into the world. And doing that sustainably, consistently, like a weekly podcast, like daily post, like a weekly blog, but really having a space where you connect inward to your feelings and have a channel of expression, drawing, creating, whatever it is, to live a life that you know is going to bring you an abundance of a full life, a life full of emotions and memories and experiences that make you proud to know that you went for it all. And when you go for it all, you'll experience it all, but it like makes the journey just so much more profound. So anyway, and like I said, that was kind of all over. I'm sharing a lot of my thoughts. I have so many thoughts right now, but I do have the Cosmic Lovers Circle. That's 90 days. We start February 14th. So in 7 days, I'm so excited. And this Lovers Circle is for the people who are lovers. It's for those of you, like I said, who want to become hopeful romantics instead of hopeless romantics. And it's going to be incredible. I'm going to teach you everything I know about cosmic love stories, as I literally have had quite a few cosmic love stories. Almost every relationship I say that I've had has been cosmic. It's like we've known each other for multiple lifetimes. We knew we were reconnecting. We knew sometimes it was just for a moment and sometimes it's been for longer. But I really want to teach you this notion of how to connect, because when we understand how to connect in relationships, we can do it in a business, we can do it in anything, we can do it anything we want. So it's a beautiful course, and I'm going to teach you everything I know about the cosmos, everything I know about connecting with your soul and connecting with your soulmate, connecting with your twin flame, connecting with like the lifetimes that you've lived before, to understand like the memory of what you're here to do with people when you interact with them from this space. So it's just going to be amazing. I've never offered something like this, and I call it a circle because love is a circle. It's never ending. It's infinite. And I just want everyone, my intention is for you to be in this, for you to really fall in love. And that may be with a person, or it may be with life, or maybe yourself. But I've found that when we go into a cosmic lover circle, we open our mind and heart to what the possibilities could be, to what our life could become, then everything shifts. So anyway, I love you so much. Reach out to me to say I'm interested in the Cosmic Lover Circle. Let me know what you liked about this episode. I know I went in a few different directions, but I hope that it spoke to you. I hope that you felt me, because I feel all of you deeply in this time of love and transition and emergence. So I just love you all so much. And I'm super excited to talk with you soon, and have a beautiful, beautiful start to the week. And please leave a review and reach out to me. Love you.